It wasn't that much time. I was only here for 5 days, and I walked away with a functional guitar, and I was just playing it for about an hour straight, and I haven't even left yet.
I helped develop the original workshop with my colleague Mark French about 8 years ago. We ran that at Purdue for about 5 years, and then the last 3 years we've also been doing it here at Indiana University. My role with the workshop is an instructor. Basically I have a colleague that usually runs the workshop, and I'm more of an assistant, and this time I guess I ran the whole workshop. Day one, the students come in and we talked about safety and a number of other things, and the students basically get handed their kit of parts, which is basically is a body, a guitar body, a guitar neck, and a guitar fretboard. The first day, primarily we focus on the guitar body, where the students do what I call bond with the body by doing a lot of sanding.
When I sat down with it, we went through the shop tour, and I was really fascinated by how much equipment was there, and especially when it came to shaping with sanding belts and things like that. It allows you to get a real organic feel because you can hold it against this flat space, and you can curve the guitar into that flat space. So almost as you're building the guitar, it kind of tells you how it wants to be built.
By the end of that day, we hope that they actually put a little bit of sealer on it, kind of a pre-finish, and get at least one first coat of sealer onto the body. Day two, the students will still attack the body to some degree, trying to get another coat of sealer on and start painting if they're going to paint the body.
I painted it brown. I didn't go all out in the color because I don't know, I'm not a very out there bright person. I like the wood grain, but I went brown because I didn't like the contrast as much. I'm proud of my paint job.
Day two, we're also working on the necks, where basically we have to prepare the fretboard and the neck to actually come together and join to one another.
I think the most complicated part of the guitar is definitely the neck. The neck is very complicated, and the neck, as far as I'm concerned, the neck is the guitar. It's like a foundation for your house. If you don't have a foundation, you don't have a house.
Day three, we're still working on the bodies to some degree, but hoping to try to get those finished with the colors, and then possibly starting a final coat where we actually put a poly coat to get or clear coat to shine the bodies to their finished position. On the third day, we also put together the electronics harness, where we solder together the jacks and the potentiometers for volume and tone.
Soldering, I have to say, it's tiny work, and once you get the hang of it, on my last join, my last solder, I finally got the hang of it. If I had to do more, I could do it again.
Day four, we are working on getting the frets put into the neck and getting them basically beveled and leveled such that the neck is going to be playable.
I've always wanted a jazz master, so I went with that guitar shape, and then I sort of a spin-off of the jazz master name, I call it the Spaz Master. So I engraved that in the headstock.
We try to get the body assembled with all the parts and pieces, such as the bridge, the pickups, electronics.
I've painted it alien green and put crop circles on my my headstock, and it's going to say Area 51 and Stratosphere Caster. So just kind of a little fun with the creative process as we learn the actual physics and all of constructing the guitar.
The final day is basically final assembly, making sure all the parts and pieces are located and put onto the guitar body, assembling the neck to the body, then basically stringing it up and intonating and getting the proper position of all the components such that you have a playable instrument.
There's a lot of personal touches in there that are, they're there because I want them to be there. They're there because they just speak to me personally. Puts aside any kind of fear you have about, if you can pull this off in 5 days, whether you think you have the ability or the knowledge and know-how when it comes to the tools, when it comes to the guitar itself, because the community that's built by being around these people for 5 days straight, the knowledge of the instructors, their expertise, and their willingness to sit down with you and take time to really make sure you understand not just what you're doing, but why. Those things will alleviate any kind of fears you have about maybe taking this course.
When you make it yourself, then you know all the good things and all the imperfections and everything else, and it's just cool to have something that you've made with your own hands that you can actually do something with, make music.
Certainly over the past 4 days, my best hopes have been realized. It's been a fantastic experience.
It's all me. It's like, I did this. Just be ready for anything. And whatever you want to do, you can do, pretty much.